Shalom, shalom, shalom to the 12 tribe of Israel that scattered abroad. Shalom. Welcome back to the reading of the Bible. How y'all doing today? Before we get started, we want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. We want to give glory. Always glorify the Father, man. And whatever you do, man, we always glorify the Father. Well, I am Israel, a true seeker of Yahweh. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. How everybody doing today, man? This the 12 tribe of Israel. How y'all doing today? Okay, reading the Bible. We left off in chapter 32 of Genesis. And we pick up today with Genesis chapter 33. So, recap on Genesis 32 to get us back to, remember, that's why I be telling y'all go back over and read it for yourself. Take time out for yourself, give them a little time. Quality time with the Father for yourself. But anyway, Jacob was leaving, he had left, and he was heading toward to meet his brother. And he was nervous, so he sent servants along before him with flocks of stuff, sheep, she-goats, different things, man servant, maid servant. And he was setting them all forward to meet his brother, to make amends with his brother. And so we get to when as he sent the second and the third one to do the same thing. And Jacob was left alone when he separated the host, the camp. When he separated them into twos and he was left alone. So he wrestled with the angel. He wrestled with a man that said with him until the break of dawn, until the break of day. And the man prevailed not against him. We know it's an angel. So he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh, knocked it out of place, out of joint. But Jacob kept wrestling with him. And the angel told him to let him go for the day for the break. But Jacob would not let him go until he blessed him. And he asked Jacob what his name was, and Jacob said, "My name is Jacob." And so when he called his name Jacob, he told me his name was Jacob. And Jacob called the name, when he told him his name was Jacob, Jacob told him his name was Jacob. And the man said, you would be called Jacob no more, but Israel shall be your name. And that means prince of power with God, Israel. Now that's how the name Israel begotten. Eber started the Hebrew. Hebrew come from Eber. Jacob's name would change to Israel, power with God, because he wrestled with the angel. And when he changed the name to Israel, meaning power with God, or prince has thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. That would Israel meaning. Power with God. So that what you are, Israel. That's why they changed our name and gave us their name. See, our name means something. Your name is Israel. You're so-called African American. You're so-called Native American. You're so-called Latinos, Hispanics. Your name is Israel. So like it. For as Prince had power with God. So that's what's your real name. So when Jacob name was changed. Jacob called the name of that place where he was Peniel, and for he have seen God face to face, and his life was preserved. Now, we finna begin in chapter 33. This is the book of Genesis. Salaki. Everybody get their King James version with the Apocrypha. If you don't have the King James version with the Apocrypha, get in and Bible. But like I said, you can download the King James version with the Apocrypha on your phone. If you have a phone, you gotta go to the App Store, the Play Store, and dial in 1611 King James version with the Apocrypha. And they're gonna pop up. And you download it on your phone, then you have all the books, even the 14 book that they took out, the Apocrypha, which what we will be reading after we get the Old Testament done. We ain't gonna go straight to the New Testament because we're gonna do if I read the New Testament if I read the Apocrypha after the New Testament, it really gonna mess up a lot of things because you're gonna be lost. Because really the Old Testament and the Apocrypha, some of them were written by the same time. And then some of them is the same people, you know. Like you got Esther in the Old Testament, you got Esther in the Apocrypha. You got first and second Ezra in the Apocalypse. You got Ezra in the Old Testament. So it really go together. They took it out. And I'm going to explain all that when we get to it because I'm going to read about the Apocrypha so y'all can know exactly what the Apocrypha is. So with that being said, all praise to Yahweh. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yasharala meaning rise Israel. Is that what that is? Kwam Yasharala. Yasharala is Israel. Kwam Yasharala, rise Israel. Rise Israel. Now, open up to Genesis chapter 33, and we shall begin. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 33, verse 1. And it reads, And Jacob lifted up his eye and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. Now, Esau is Jacob's brother. We all know that now. So when Jacob looked up, behold, he say Esau. And he came, and with 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah, and unto Rachel, and unto the two handmaids. So he took the children, the maidservants, the handmaids. So he took the children and divided them up between Leah and Rachel and the two handmaids. Remember, he got what? He got 12 in all, 1 girl, 11 boys. So he divided all of them up. So he probably gave Rachel her one, Leah hers, and the other one theirs, you know. Verse 2. And he put the, so like, hold on. All right. And he put the handmaid and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. Hindermost, meaning last. Okay. He took the handmaid and her children, Bilhah and Zappho. That's her name was, Zappho. Bilhah and these are the Leah and Rachel handmaid who their father gave to them. Zappho and Bilhah. So he put them two in front with their kid. Remember, they had 2 kids apiece. And he took Leah and her children after them. Leah had gave him birth, 6 kids plus the girl. Yeah. And then he took Rachel and Joseph. They was behind. Them the last 2. Remember, he loved the Rachel. Rachel was what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Anyway, he loved Rachel the most. So Rachel, and he took his last son with who Rachel gave. Remember, Rachel was the one that said, "Give me kids or else I die." So she finally gave birth because God remembered her and opened up her womb. So she birthed one child and she called him Joseph, meaning God gonna bless her with another child, another son. So he took them and put them behind. He loved them more. Shalaki. Let's continue. Verse 3. And he passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. So he passed over before his kids and the handmaid. He went past all of them and he went on crawl. And he bowed himself. He bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother, until he came near to Esau. Verse 4. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. So all the visions that he thought that Esau had towards him, I guess it was the spirit of God. But Esau was happy to see his brother. He was gone 20 years. Who wouldn't be happy to see their brother? Man, I ain't seen you in 20 years. Even though what went down and all that went down, I'm glad to see that you still alive and you living. So he embraced him and they hugged each other and they wept, meaning they cried. Verse 5. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the women and the children and said, who are those in thee? So when Esau looked up, he see the women and the children. And he asked his brother, who are those in thee? And Jacob said, and he said, the children which God have graciously given thy servant. So he said, the children which God had graciously given thy servant, the seed, where he come from. The same seed of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. This the seed. Verse 6. Then the handmaids came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves. So the handmaids them came up first, both of them and they children, the 4 kids. They bowed to Esau first. Verse 7. And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. And after, now Leah came second. Remember, Leah the first wife, he married because he would trick. He always cared for Rachel. And he worked the first 7 years for Rachel, but his uncle tricked him by giving, Laban tricked him by giving him Leah first, because he said the custom in their country that the younger can't marry before the older. So he accepted it, and he worked 7 more years for Rachel. And after came Joseph, Leah, and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. The last one, verse 8. And he said, what meanest thou by all thy drove? Meaning the company. He said, what meanest thou by all? And he said, verse 8 from the top again. And he said, what meanest thou by all this drove, which I met? The company, things that he sent, remember the things that he sent. Let me see the precept. The book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 13. And he lodged there that same night and took of that which came to his hand a present for Esau, his brother. Remember the, Salaki, my throat itching. So that's what all this drove was, the company, which he met. And he said, continue with verse 8, And he said in Genesis chapter 33, and he said, these are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. Recap, Genesis chapter 32, verse 5. And I have ox and asses, flocks, and manservant, and womenservant, and I have sent to tell my Lord that I may find grace in thy sight. So this is all that this drove, the company, which he met, and he said, these are to find grace, favor in the sight of my Lord. Remember when he said that back in 32 and 5? And 32 and 13. So them precepts for verse 8, 32 and 13, and 32 and 5. Verse 9. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. So Esau told him, I have enough too. I guess he been furnished all here. What can we say? I say, I don't want to butcher the scripture because I can't remember how it was said, but we can't say what God gives to what. But Esau told him, keep that thou hast unto thyself, because he have enough. Verse 10, remember Esau got his own nation too. Esau is the Edomite. He got his own nation too. We gonna read about his people, his generation. Verse 10, and Jacob said, nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace, meaning favor, in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand. For therefore I have seen thy face as thou I had seen the face of God, and thou was pleased with me. So Jacob is pleading with his brother, trying to get him to receive all his present that he give, so he can show him grace, show him favor in thy sight. Then he can receive the present at his hand. For therefore I have seen thy face. He seen his brother's face as thou I had seen the face of God, and thou was pleased with me. Verse 11. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee. Because God had dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough, and he urged him, and he took it. When he said God had dealt graciously with him, go to the book of Genesis chapter 30:43. That's what he mean by that. God dealt graciously with him. And the man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle, and maidservant, and menservant, and camels, and asses. God dealt very graciously with him. He exceedingly. He became more. So he had more to give. He had so much to give. And because he have enough, and he urged him, and he took it. So Esau did take it, because he kept urging. He wasn't going to let go. Now he felt like it was a favor, but we got to remember, Esau made a vow. Esau made a vow. Remember when he said that Jacob took his blessing? Esau made a vow. He said when his father on his deathbed soon, and when his father died, he won't kill his brother. But he ain't seen him in 20 years. Could all this be phony? Could all this be fake? Could it? God said they got a perpetual hate for us. And the other scriptures say, Don't trust. I don't want to butcher. I don't want to butcher because I can't remember how it was said. But it rusts like iron. They rust like iron. They are liars. They are liars. Let's continue. Verse 12. And he said, let us take our journey and let us go, and I will go before thee. Verse 13. And he said unto him, my Lord knoweth that the children are tender, meaning weak. They weak. They tired. They've been walking. They've been moving. And the flocks and herd with young, which are nursing, with young are with me. And if men should overdrive, meaning drive them too hard, then one day all the flock will die. Verse 14. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, meaning slowly, according as the cattle, the livestock that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure until I come unto my Lord, unto Seir. Man, God gave him Mount Seir. The land that Esau owned. The book of Genesis, chapter 36, verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. So Seir is where he going unto my Lord, well, unto Seir, that's where Esau dwelt. Mount Seir, the land that was given to her, that's where he dwelt. What it said, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. And Esau is Edom. And who is Edom? Edom is the so-called white man. He ain't white, but he's the red man. What it said in Genesis chapter 25. So y'all got to remember these things. Y'all got to remember these things. When you read, you got to log it in your mind and put it in your heart who these people are. Esau is the red man. Genesis 25, verse 25? The first came out red all over like a hairy garment. That's Esau. Verse 15. And Esau said, let me now lead with thee some of the folk. So Esau wanted to lead some of his people with his brother Jacob that are with me. And he said, what needeth it? So Jacob said, what needed it? What need is there for you to lead some of your people? I don't know what type of games you're trying to play. I don't know. But this is what he said. Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. Jacob said, let him find grace in the sight of his Lord. Verse 16. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir. My throat itchy. So like it. So Esau returned back that same day until Mount Seir. Verse 17. And Jacob journeyed to Sackcloth, Sukkot, a major Jewish festival held in the autumn beginning on the 15th day of Tishri to commemorate and sheltering of the Israelite in the wilderness. In the Bible, Sukkot can mean two main things. A place name referring to the city where Jacob built shelter for his cattle, and a site of metal casting or a Babylonian idol called Sukkot Benoth, which some scholars interpreted as booth of daughters, possibly associated with a temple of prostitution or a different deity. The word itself is a Hebrew term meaning booth or tents. So Sukkot meaning booth or tents. Sukkot. And it also is a place where Jacob built shelter for his cattle and a site of metal casting. Mm. So, verse 17. Let's get back to from the top again. And Jacob journeyed to Sukkot, and built him an house and made booths for his cattle. Therefore, the name of the place is called Sukkot. Booth, meaning booth. So Jacob built him there a house and made booths for his cattle. Verse 18. And Jacob came to Shelma safely to the city of Shalem, a city. Let's look up that. Because I know I'm not pronouncing it right. It's a shalom. Shalom is a Hebrew word that means whole, complete, or perfect. And is a variation of the word shalom, peace. Okay. Whole. So when we be saying shalom, meaning whole, complete, or perfect. And it is a variation of the word shalom, meaning peace. It is used in the Bible to describe things that are intact, sound, and fully at peace, and also carry the meaning of payment in some contexts. See, you learn things when you read and look up definition of word. So the name of this city that he came to, and Jacob came to Shalom, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. This is the land that Jacob from. Well, not. This is the land that Jacob was born. Yeah. Abraham was son, because Abraham was there. Isaac. Yeah, this the land what God told him to go back to with his father. This is the land that God promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is the land right here in Canaan. This is the land that he gonna give to the 12 tribes of Israel that we walked 40 years in the wilderness to get to. And it only supposed to been taking up a couple of hours probably to walk there from where we came from. Watch how many times they walked through this place. And they lived in it. But it wasn't the time that God gave it to them. So like it. Read 18 again from the top. And Jacob came to Shalom, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Paddan and pitched his tent before the city. Verse 19. And he bought a parcel of a field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. Now, he bought a parcel of a field where he pitched his tent, where he spread all the tents out, because he had his flocks, he had his maidservant, his manservant, he had his kids, his wives. So he pitched tents where he spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. For 100 pieces of money. Verse 20. And he erected there an altar and called it Eloho Israel. God, the God of Israel. That what that mean. Hold on. That what that say. Elohim Israel. The God of Israel. That what that say in verse 20. I like that. God, the God of Israel. Elohim Israel. Y'all turn over to chapter 34. We're going to do this one too. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. Now Dinah, that's Jacob's daughter that Leah, his first wife, bare to her. She gave him 6 boys and then turned around and had a girl for him. Verse 2. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, Salaki, y'all, I got Tom be getting tied up. And Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, and he took her and laid with her and defiled her. So Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the country, he saw Dinah and he took Dinah. Just like they took the wife of Abraham, Sarah. Just like they took them, that's what he did to Dinah. He took her and then he laid with her and he defiled her. He violated her rights. He just violated. He just took her. Because see, the prince, that don't give you no right. The same way it didn't give them no right to take Abraham's wife. It ain't the same way it didn't give them no right to take Isaac's wife. Now you take Jacob's daughter, and then you disrespected her. You violated her. You laid with her. We don't even supposed to be laying with these folks. This is the hold on. Let's see, it's gonna get the pronunciation. It won't tell you. It's a Hivite. The Hivite referred to an ancient people of Canaan, mentioned in the Bible, who inhabit the land before the Israelites conquered it. These the one we gonna kill. These the one we gonna take the land from when it due time. I thought it was gonna give me a definition of how to pronounce it. Hivite, I think the Hivite. That's what it say, the Hivite. He was the prince of the country, of that part right there, of Canaan. And he defiled her. Verse 3. And his soul clave was strong attracted to her, meaning clave meaning attraction. He was strong attracted to her. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the Dasma, and spake kindly unto the Dasma. The Dasma meaning a young woman. Verse 4. She is the baby sister of the sixth brother. She was the last one that later gave birth to, Leah gave birth to. Verse 4. And Shechem spake unto his father, when he taught Hamor, saying, get me this Dasma, to wife. So he wanted his father, the king, to get him the Dasma to wife. Verse 5. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle, with the flock, the livestock, and in the field. And Jacob he kept his side. And Jacob held his peace until they were come. And when they came, and Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him, meaning to speak. Verse 7. And the son of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, meaning very angry, because he had wroth done a disgraceful thing. He had violated their sister. That's what he did. He said, because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. What I just said. We don't supposed to be laying with these folk. And he just took this man's daughter, these boys' sister, and laid with her. And we don't even supposed to be laying with these people. You think God went through hell by putting cousins and cousins together to create this nation right here? And you gonna go get one of these heathen? Well, one of these heathen gonna come stick his thing in our sister? In this royalty bloodline? Because that's what they finna be, a royalty priesthood bloodline. Let's continue. That shit, which thing ought not to be done. Verse 8, and Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him to wife. After your son had did what he did, and you gonna tell us that? Y'all could have came to a fur before he even did that. Look what he did. Look. You violated Israel all the way out. We Israel now. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. We Israel now. We still Jacob, but we Israel now. Our last name is Israel now. And you violated that. Verse 9, and make ye marriage with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. He want to make marriage. Give their daughters to our son, and our daughters to their son. Verse 10. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possession therein. Acquire you possession therein. Why would I want to dwell with y'all anyway? This gonna be my land anyway. This land was already promised to me. And we will get it. Verse 11. Let's see what the boy them said. And Shechem said unto her father, and Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, let me find grace, favor in your eye, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Verse 12. Ask me never so much dowry, bride price, and give, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the Dasma to wife. He still want her for a wife. Now let's see what the boys got to say. And the sons of Jacob answered, verse 13. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, that one we call his father deceitfully. Hold on, I just want to look this definition of this word up. Deceitfully. Deceitfully means in a manner that is dishonest and intended to deceive or mislead. So now we know what deceitfully means. He said, and the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully. They answered, this how they answered him, deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah, their sister. You defile our sister. The fuck you mean? Pardon my French. Verse 14. And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised. Meaning I ain't been circumcised. Let's, after the eighth day they be circumcised. And these are strangers to us. So let's get a precept. The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 48. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, that's what they trying to do, and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his male be circumcised. See, they got to be circumcised. And then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. So being uncircumcised, they can't do that, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised. For that were a reproach unto us. Reproach. Address someone in such a way as to express disapproval or disappoint. The expression of disapproval or disappointment. Reprove, they rebuked them. Were a rebuke unto us. What he did, he violated them. He violated the whole thing. Boy, I hope I ain't coming out with no cold. So verse 15. But in this will we consist unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. So he telling them, if y'all get circumcised like we are, verse 16, then will we give our daughters unto you. Then when we trade our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters unto us. And we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. Now they told him if they do circumcise like they do, like them, then they'll give their daughters unto their son, and they'll take their daughters unto them. Let's see what's happening. Because I don't think that sounds right. And then they said become one people. Oh no. We ain't even through building the tribe yet. Verse 17. But if ye will not hearken unto us, meaning listen or hear us, to be circumcised, then we will take our daughters and we will be gone. That's plain and simple. I don't have to break that down. Verse 18. And their words pleased Hamor, and Shechem, Hamor's son. So they were thrilled and it pleased them. They agreed with it. Verse 19. And the young man deferred, meaning did not delay. They ain't delayed. They deferred not to do the thing. They deferred not to do the thing. So they ain't delayed. They wanted to go and get it on because he wanted Dinah. Because he had delight in Jacob's daughter. What I just said. So all the males and they what they have, they got to get circumcised. All the males. That's the only way they can become one. They got to be like Israel. Because it's not lawful for them to give their sister to an uncircumcised man. Because he had delighted, let's finish 19. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delighted in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. Verse 20. And Hamor and Shechem, his son, came unto the gate of their city and communed with the men of their city, saying, now they talking to the men of the city about this circumcision. These men are peaceable with us. Therefore, let them dwell in the land and trade therein, for the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. So they agreed, and they went to talk to the men of the city. They put their agreement down. Y'all let them dwell him with us and do they trading therein, and we're going to take their daughters, and they're going to take our daughters. Verse 22. Only herein, meaning on this condition, will the men consist unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. Now, he told them that on the one condition, if all of us be circumcised like they circumcised, every male among this city be circumcised like them. Verse 23, shall not their cattle and their substance, meaning their property, and every beast, meaning their animal, of theirs be ours. Shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent unto them, and they will dwell with us. Verse 24, and unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out of the gates of his city. So every male hearkened, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of his city. Verse 25. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, excuse me, Salaki, when they were sore in pain, that the two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, them Leah son, Dinah brother, that come from Leah. Leah is their sister. They got the same mama and daddy. She the only one gave Jacob a daughter. Leah did. So Simon, remember Reuben, referred, then Simon, then Levi, then Judah. But Simon and Levi, these the four brothers, was firstborn of Leah. Reuben, Simon, Simeon, Levi, and Jacob. It's two more brothers. But them four right there were the firstborn. And then it was Dinah. So her brother, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brother, took each man his word and came upon the city boldly and slew all the male. We're going to read that from the top again. Shalaki. Verse 25 from the top again. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, meaning in pain, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the male. They killed them all. Slew them all. Because what you did to his sister. Verse 26. Auntie. And they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. They went and got their sister, Because it was what you violated us. If we don't stand tall, everybody gonna punk us. Gotta show people what we mean. We Israel. We power with God. We prince of power with God. That's who we are. And what's wrong? It was right for him to take our sister like that and lay with her while he was uncircumcised? Nah. Verse 27. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoil, meaning the plundering, the city because they had defiled their sister. What I said. Verse 28. They took their sheep and their ox and their asses and that which was in the city and that which was in the field. So they took their sheep, their oxen, their asses, and what was in the city and in the field. So they took everything. Even the women probably. Let's see. Verse 29. And all their wealth. They took all their wealth and all their little one. All their little one. And their wives took they captive and spoiled even all that was in the house. They took everything. They killed all the men. And they took all the animals, all the spoil, all the little ones, and their wives as captains. 2 brothers, Simeon and Levi. 2 brothers. Verse 30. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me too. Make me too stink among the inhabit of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzite, and I being few in numbers, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. So Jacob was kind of pissed off with his son. They trouble him to make him stink. Salakia. To make him stink among the inhabit of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzite. And he being few in numbers. That's it, probably. He said he being few in numbers. So they thinking they gonna gather against him and destroy them, him and his household. Verse 31. And they said, his son, and they said, should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? That's what Simeon and Levi said. Should they deal with their sister as a harlot? She ain't no prostitute. She ain't no whore. I feel what Jacob's saying coming from by him being few in numbers right now. I feel that. But he got to look at the point. His brother them standing tall. His son them standing tall. They went and took out a whole city, the whole city. And took everything they owned. But that was the end of chapter 34. I would continue, but my throat itches so bad. But I'm glad to get them 2 chapters in. All praise to the Most High. I need to go take me some for the itchy throat. Leave me some honey. I ain't even got none. But we will continue on this. Like I said, I am Israel, a true seeker of Yahweh. Like, share, and subscribe. And also comment. But we want to give all praise and honor and glory to the Most High. To Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. We want to thank him for allowing us to get this word in, to read these 2 chapters, and asking for understanding and a breakdown from the spirit above. Showing all love. And I want to say, Kwam Yasharala to the 12 tribes that scattered abroad. man, we need to come together for this thing in. We need to try to get on one page. We not doing this just to be doing this. We trying to save soul. I'm not just my soul. I love my people. I love my nation. When I found out what is all this about, what nation I'm from, when I found out what I'm supposed to be doing for my brothers, I do. Now, you don't take that as every brother, because remember, always remember, all Israel, not Israel. You don't take that like all brothers that you can help out. Even the ones that, when he say the wolves in sheep clothing, he talking about Israel among Israel. So you have to be careful. If they don't love you like the book say, or tell them to love you, or not showing the love, the same love like you give back, them ain't no ones to be helping. Them ain't no ones to be, you have to feed them with long-handled spoon. I'm not telling you to go out there and dishonor your brother and disrespect him. No, you don't do that. You stay humble. You just feed them with a long-handled spoon. You don't have to deal with them if you don't want to. Because we can't get caught up with no people who's not following the law. We get caught up with them, it either gonna bring us back into the world, or God gonna punish us. We don't know. We don't know. But like I said, we not doing this just for our sake. We trying to save our people. That's love. That's love. Real love. Brotherly love. Am I my brother keeper? Yes, I am. Because that's what we supposed to be. And that's exactly what we supposed to be. And with that being said, we want to give all praises again to Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, and Kwam Yasharala.